to fasten your seatbelt, because we're going to get you abreast with information happening right here in Ghana and across. Unfortunately, the song again played this morning gives us a throwback of a great gospel musician who has contributed so much into the fraternity, but unfortunately on Sunday he lost his life. So again, condolences going out to the family of the late Koda. Yeah, so I'm excited again. We're here again. Regardless of the doom so happening, we still have to make things happening, although people are being affected in some parts of the country where with the low power shedding, they are still seeking for a timetable from the ECG, but unfortunately we don't have it, and we still have some political leaders, or let me say the government in power, coming in saying that they are going to resolve this issue. It's not doom so. That is what they want to classify the whole situation, but we're hoping something good comes out of this whole thing. To remind you again, we have our social media platforms active. There's Hstv Live GH on YouTube. That's where we are doing our live streaming, so we would entreat you to go there, click on the link, like the page, leave your comment in line with every conversation we're going to have right here on the show. Let's do politics, let's do socio-economic stories, let's touch on some sport, entertainment and lifestyle. Everything is fused, it's a magazine show. We've got everything covered on the show. That's what makes a Healthy Morning unique among the rest. But I'm not doing this alone. I have my co-host right here with me, Severa Aidan. Good morning, how are you doing?
Good morning, I'm doing well. What about you?
I'm also doing well by the grace of God.
Great. So we're talking about the doomsday issue right there, and then we know that a lot of things are happening when it comes to doomsday. A lot of people are losing their profit, they're losing their capital based on the issue, the load shedding that we are having right here in the country. So we are hoping that the government will actually come out and accept that this is the reality on the ground, and then they shall come out with probably a timetable that would enable citizens know how to curb the situation, so that it would not affect any form of business right here, because a lot of people are struggling because of the load shedding that we are having right here in the country. So yes, as you were talking about, a lot of people, a lot of authorities have come out to say that the ECG needs to act as soon as possible, because people are losing it.
Yes. It's quite a sad. So we have one king, there's Nana Mwase the fourth, the executive director of the Institute for Energy and Security. He's saying that they need a new leader to help resolve this whole challenge. And sometimes I'm taken aback when issues, or let me say challenges come. It looks like we don't rally behind the people who spearhead that area, but rather we just want a new leader to come in and fix the problem. What's the percentage, or let me say, what's the assurance that you bringing in a new leader is going to resolve the whole issue? So sometimes let's take it easy on them. And this time is very challenging. We're facing this whole thing, but it takes a gradual process. That is where we need to understand how the whole thing is happening. So I think we'll be talking more today on the doomsday issue, because we've had a lot of political leaders and other people voicing out to ensure that this whole situation is toned down. Now let's move into the education sector. We all know that we have new political leaders coming in come 2024. When we move to the polls, we are going to vote. But one sector that's very important and very keen to this country has to do with the education sector, because we believe that the young ones and the youth are the generation to come. And anytime we have the education sector being politicized, it really affects education in Ghana. Let's talk about Mahama. He has also said that when he comes into power, he's going to ensure that he's going to look deep into the free senior high school. We've had other political leaders also saying a lot of things. But coming in from our education minister, Duchum, he has stated clearly that that sector shouldn't be politicized. They should leave them to ensure that they are doing everything freely. And we have in a stable, let me say, education area right here in Ghana. I don't know what you think about it.
Yeah, honestly, when it comes to the free SHS policy that we have here in Ghana, I would say that it has really benefited a lot of Ghanaians, looking at other advantages that was associated with the free SHS policy. We know that one way or the other, we had some Ghanaians who were not able to go back to school. We had a lot of them going back to school. Even if you have a very low grade, you still get the opportunity to experience the senior high school program. So one way or the other, I would say that if we are to politicize the whole issue or the whole policy, it's going to cause a lot of disadvantages. You understand? Whoever is going to be elected as president come December 7th, 2024, should rather look at ways to make it stronger. Rather than just scrubbing it off the whole, you know. So I believe that this is a policy that is supposed to be maintained, and then with the appropriate measures we can get a very fitting policy that could help Ghanaians in general. Because that's one way or the other, a lot of people
they've gained advantage in, you know, this free senior high school policy. So if you know you're coming into power, all we need you to do is strengthen it and ensure that you're doing it so well. Now let's move into the camp of the MPP, and we all know what's happening, where we had Alan Tremantin, you know, vacating, or let me say exiting the party, and he had some youth rallying behind him, supporting his political party. But as of yesterday, we've had news that the youth that, you know, said goodbye to MPP following Alan are they've returned back. Let me say they've returned back again to support. They said it was a mistake that was done, and which has raised a lot of eyebrows, and people are saying that they've been bribed to move back into the political party. That's a strong one right there. So I don't know, basically your rough thoughts on this whole issue.
So it was so funny when I saw the statement issued by some of the supporters for the movement for change. These youth were actually, they alleged that their leader joining forces with other political parties, that wasn't what the whole movement for change was. So suddenly they having the Alliance for Revolution and everything was something that they didn't sign up for. So they need to go back. But then also the nationwide supporters of should I say what's his name? No. There's this other guy.
He is this Sakara? Let me get the name right here. So he also happens to be so Abu Sakara.
Yes, Abu Sakara.
Dr. Abu Sakara Foster.
Exactly. He actually called in. And then he was like, no, this youth are not acting on their own. They are not at all.
Looks like they are under an influence.
Yes, exactly. And this whole issue, it's funny. Me, honestly, I don't know what to say about it. But when I saw the post, I was like, wow. Like, how can you suddenly wake up and be like, okay, I want to return? I'm just thinking, probably. I'm not, well, I don't really know their whole plan for returning back to the New Patriotic Party, but I would say that is it actually the right thing to do now? To
move back. We wouldn't want to delve deep. They all have their own issues in there, and if they've been bribed, it's their own choice to be bribed to move back into the party, or they thought it wise that it's high time the party is united and strengthened enough to win the election come 2024. So politics is going to be politics. We're going to leave it right there. So aside this whole issue, we're going to have Matters Horizon, where we delve into the various newspapers and give you an update of things happening in there. We have Precious Azuma also coming in with happenings in the world of sport. And today, let's talk about the roles of NGOs when it comes to nation building right here in Ghana. We've had and seen a lot of NGOs, foundations coming up, touching lives and ensuring that they touch, let me say, talking of education, talking of vocational skills, giving out materials to the less privileged. They are doing so well right here in Ghana. And we want to know their role, especially when it comes to nations building. So right here in the studios today, we're going to have a Capture the Moment Foundation. We have the CEO right here, Benedict, and also their secretary, Abigail, are going to join us. Let's have a conversation and talk to them. And sorry, Benedicta and Derek. The lady is Benedicta. She happens to be the secretary for Moment Foundation, and the CEO himself, Derek Owusu, for Capture the Moment Foundation. Let's have a conversation with them. Let's look at their future plans and the things they are going to do to help stabilize the economy we have right here in Ghana. So again, we have our social media platforms active. That's the most important thing. You might be stepping out to work, but hey, you're not cut out or you're not forgotten. When you go straight to our YouTube page, Hstv Live GH, we have the streamings right there. Click on it and enjoy the show we're going to have this morning. And quickly, a good morning going out to the production team, our camera personnel, directors, MCR, producer, making sure that we have a good show today. Good morning going out to you, and kudos for the great work you're doing. So let's go for a 10. When we come back, we do Matters Horizon.
The Lamb of God throne. Hey! He alone is worthy of our praise. Say, Kadosh, 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 is the Lamb.